Hello again. I hope you're doing well. If not, I hope this video will help you be a little more well. So today's video is to help as a wind down from your day. So it's some seated stretches for the lower part of the body and for the whole body really, and finishing with a little more of a restorative practice. Um, so even though this can be used as a wind down before bed, it can also be used on those tougher mornings to have a nice soft opening and maybe awaken the body in a little more gentle and soft way. So without further ado, let's get started. All right. So we'll start in a seated position. So just have your hands, palms facing down, resting on the knees. Again, if this is uncomfortable, and I say again because I put in reminders in here to always find ways to make yourself comfortable. So you can always use a block to sit on or a pillow to sit on to give your hips a little bit of a lift. So don't be afraid to use those. And take an inhale and exhale the breath. And so now inhale, lift the shoulders up towards the ears, lift, inhale. And exhale, roll the shoulders or drop them back down. Feel them just dropping into their place, softening. And do that again. Inhale, lift the shoulders. Feel that crunchiness, that crunch we're doing. And exhale, allow them to soften. Palms come together. Place right at the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And this time, exhale, release your right hand down. And even if it's not the right hand, it's totally okay if we are mirroring each other. Open the chest, lifting, reaching the hand up more towards the ceiling. So we want an upward feeling more than sideways. So reaching up. And inhale, come through center. Arms are nice and wide, giving space for the shoulder. Exhale, release the opposite hand and reach up. Keep lifting that chest. We feel the chest opening, shoulders opening towards the front. And inhale, center. Exhale, one more time on each side to really get that sense. And so what does it feel like the second time around? Usually feels a little bit better to me. And open up a little bit more. My body becomes familiar. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower the other arm. And inhale, reach both arms up. And now exhale into a twist. So turn to one side, opposite hand goes on opposite knee. Other hand comes right behind you. So right behind the hip. So as I'm reaching towards the left, twisting. My left hand is right behind my left hip. And then you can turn your head to look over that shoulder and inhale the breath. So pull yourself a little tight into this twist. And now exhale and let yourself soften, almost like you're going to turn towards the front, but not quite. So you're staying in your twist, but you're softening a little bit. So stay in that softness. We don't want to force the twist. And now inhale slowly, arms all the way up, body to center, and then exhale. The left hand is on the right knee, or if you're opposite, like I said, it doesn't really matter. We're just finding our way and slowly turn to look over that shoulder. Inhale to first pull yourself, right? This is what we normally do. We pull ourselves, we try and twist a lot. And now exhale, soften a little bit. Maybe that right shoulder comes a little forward. Let's make our twist a little more gentle. And now slowly inhale, turn the whole body forward. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale, just sweep the arms down. All right, now legs are in a nice V-shaped. And have your foot flexed so your toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. If you need a little lift underneath the knees, don't be afraid to put something underneath, right? Something like that to give a little lift. Just a little tidbit here. All right. So inhale, both arms up. Exhale to turn and fold towards one leg. You can grab the toes, the ankles, the shins. We're only going to stay here for a few breaths, and we're going to add a variation. And inhale to slide on up. Arms all the way up. Exhale to turn and fold towards the other leg. And inhale to slide up. Arms all the way up. And exhale, sweep them down. And just for a moment, press your hands onto the floor, or you can have your fingers tented on the floor. I just want you to ground yourself here. Take a couple breaths. And now, leaving one leg where it's at, you're going to take the other foot and put it right on the inside of your thigh. If you need a little something under one of the knee, like I have a little bum knee here, so put something under my knee to give a little more relief here. All right. So we're going to do something similar, a little flow here. We're going to fold forward. We're going to come halfway up, open the body, twisting open, opening the chest. And then we're going to reach forward. And then we're going to bring our hand right behind this hip here onto the floor. And then we're just going to reach up and lean back. So that's going to be the flow. We're going to repeat that at least 3 times on each side. So inhale, both arms up. Exhale, turn towards that straight leg and fold. Inhale, sliding up, halfway up. Reach the arm, reach over. You're inhaling, exhale, and reach over like you're gonna try and reach for your toes. And inhale as you start to lift. Hand comes behind you. Exhale as you raise the other arm, leaning back and lifting. So even though you're leaning on that arm, the chest is still lifting towards the sky. And now push off that back one. Inhale, come back forward. Both arms up. Exhale, turn, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Turn, open that chest. Exhale, lean in, trying to reach for the toes. Inhale through center. Place hand behind you. Exhale. Lift opposite arm. Inhale, come back to center one last time on the side. Turn, exhale to fold. Inhale, sliding your hand halfway up. Open that chest. Keep the chest lifted even as you exhale to reach for those toes. So we're getting a side stretch here. Inhale through center. Exhale to lift and lean. Pushing off, inhale, back through center, arms up. Exhale, lower the hands down. Placing your hands, touching the ground, letting the blood flow back down each arm. Maybe you feel a little bit in your fingers. And the heart is pumping gently. And slowly open the eyes and switch sides. Now that we're familiar with the other side, we're doing the exact same thing on this side. Again, keeping those toes pointed up toward the ceiling, so you want to foot flex here. Inhale, arms up through center. Exhale, turn and fold. And keeping same hand on the leg. Inhale, open the heart. And exhale as you slide and try and reach for those toes. Try and keep the chest turning towards the sky. Inhale through center. Hand comes behind you. Exhale as you lean into your side stretch. And pushing off. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn, fold. Inhale, slide halfway up. Open that chest. And exhale to reach for the toes into your side stretch. Inhale through center. And rest. Exhale to lean and lift. One more time. Inhale both arms up through center. Exhale to turn and fold. And inhale. Halfway up, open that chest. Exhale to reach for those toes. Inhale through center. And our one last stretch as we exhale and reach up and lift. And inhale, both arms up one last time. Exhale to bring the hands down and touch the ground. Feel the blood as it's circulating back through the fingers. And then feel, even with this movement, how we're getting that blood pumping through the body. We're getting that rid of the tension that we carried throughout the day or throughout the night. And then we're bringing in a nice calm to our mind and to our body. Okay. So now you're going to grab a bolster. And you're going to come onto the knees if that's in your purview. And remember to add anything underneath your hips and your heels. So if this is a little challenging, you can always grab some pillows. So I will show you to bring underneath you and give you some lift. So I'm going to do that for myself today. So it looks something like that. Okay. So now we're going to come forward into a child's pose that's supported. You're going to walk yourself forward and you're going to bring your forehead right onto your bolster. Forgive me if one of my little ear beans falls out. You're just going to let yourself relax, let the forehead rest, and maybe even be a little bit on the bridge of the nose. And then your arms will drape over. And you can even soften the arms, have them bent a little bit. And just find your most comfortable spot. And if you want to come into a full child's pose without the bolster, of course, you're always welcome to do that. But it's good to explore and find out what you need today. Each day may be a little bit different. Now walk your elbows a little bit closer to your head. So it's going to be framing your head. Bring your palms together. Inhale the breath, and as you exhale, bend at the elbows and try and reach for the back of the head, the back of the neck, the top of wherever your reach is of your palms. Even if they don't, we're just getting a little stretch in the triceps. And inhale the breath. And exhale them to unbend your elbows. And start to scoot your elbows a little closer to you to bring yourself up slowly. And again, if you want to stay longer in this position, you're always welcome to. And now you're going to take your bolster and have the short end right next to your hips. You're going to have it center here. Now we'll have to take out one of my AirPods. And now you're going to have one hand on either side of the bolster so that your body is facing. And you inhale the breath first. And then you exhale to slowly fold onto your bolster. And just find a comfortable spot. You may have to adjust your elbows or your hands. And for the sake of the video, we won't stay an extra long, but so again, you can always pause at this point. Or once you get familiar, you can turn it off and finish without my guidance. And if you're wondering how long to stay here, you can stay here anywhere from 2 minutes to 5 minutes or longer. We want to stay long enough for our breath and our heart rate to slow down. So that tells our nervous system that we are comfy and safe and we are resting and rejuvenating ourselves. And inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. And slide your hands down close to your body to push yourself upright. And then we move to the other side. I'm sitting your hips right next to the bolster, and you can see how my legs are folded here, if you will. And then your hand comes on either side. And then on your next exhale, you're going to fold over and lie onto the bolster. And again, adjust yourselves to make sure that your shoulders are not scrunching up towards your ears and you're giving space for your chest and shoulders to open up a little bit and soften. Just letting the breath flow. Take a nice big inhale and hold the breath. And now open the mouth like you're fogging a mirror. I want you to exhale the breath. And just come back to a regular flow of breath. And slide your hands down closer to your body to push yourself up. And then come into a nice comfortable seated posture, or you can lie down. You can move your bolster aside and lie down on your back and finish in that position. But we're just going to take a few moments of stillness. So if you're seated in a cross-legged position, you can bring one hand stacked on top of the other, or your hands resting on the knees in Gyan Mudra, or classic, very familiar yoga style with your thumb touching your pointer finger. And take an inhale and an exhale. And if you're lying down, have your hands on your belly. Your knees can be bent, your feet on the floor. And just take these next few moments of just stillness. Inhale the breath. And as you exhale, bring both of your palms together right in front of your heart. And I want you to thank yourself for showing up for your practice, for self-care and exploring new things, or maybe going deeper into some of the things you've already been doing and looking at it in a different way. And I want you to thank you for letting me guide you in your practice today. Have a wonderful day, or have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful sleep. And until I see you next time, thank you. Namaste. Bye-bye.